One is that all of the information that is stored through the computer, I also have access to myself through a program called TeamViewer, which I access from Beaverdam and via Ethernet. And so their computer screen actually shows up on my computer screen, so I can see exactly what goes on. I was sharing this with the last group, and I got a couple of chuckles out of it. And that is that, to give you a perspective on right now, the cows we're averaging the last 7 days, 3.5 times they're going to the robot. Each cow is. Okay? Yesterday I pulled up their system, and we were dropping from 3.1. The next time I looked, 5 minutes later we were at 3.0. And I quick called Craig and I said, "What's going on?" And he says, I says, "The one with Lily's down?" And he said, "Nope." He said, "We just got done pressure washing them to have them nice and clean for the tours and everything like that." And as soon as you disrupt the overall...
So the second time she'll come in, it's fully automatic. The robot takes over, does everything on its own. The floor they're standing on is actually a weigh floor. There's a load cell in each corner of that floor. What that does is it weighs the cow. It lets you know if she's losing weight, gaining weight. It also is used to measure the cow's center of gravity. So there's a sensor underneath the arm attached to, you can see the milk running through the hoses. Each quarter has its own individual sensor. So that sensor is looking at temperature, color of the milk. It looks for blood, colostrum, mastitis, water in milk. It'll give you real-time fat and protein readings by reading the solids in the milk. It will also give you a conductivity value, which is sodium ions in the milk. And we know there's a direct correlation as sodium ions in the milk raise, so does somatic cell count, which is a precursor to infections. So the robot will tell you ahead of time, before a cow has mastitis, that she's starting to have a problem. Either her temperature will rise, or she's losing weight, or that conductivity will grow. At some point, that cow may have a full-fledged mastitis infection. The sensor will see that. It will separate that milk. It will not put that milk in the main tank. There's catch buckets, 4 buckets on each rack called M for use or milk for use buckets. It will separate either colostrum, treated milk, mastitis milk into those buckets so it does not go into the main tank. If it sees a treated cow or blood in the milk or mastitis, it also does a system flush or a local rinse. It sanitizes the jar, it sanitizes the teacups, so we're not taking that bacteria or those germs to the next cow and infecting the next cow. Every time a cow steps into the robot is gathering between 100 and 112 pieces of data from that robot, or from that cow. The CRS is the central brains of the whole operation. That contains the alarm system, so if any problem with the robot, it contacts the CRS. The CRS has a modem and phone line in there, and we'll call the dairyman and tell him or her what is going on with the robots, whether they can't attach properly or they're overdue pumping milk. There's a million different things that it could be. Most robot farms will tell you they get 1 to 2 calls per month from the robots for something they have to fix. That CRS also tells the robots when they need to start preparing for a wash, when they need to wash, when they can pump milk, where they're supposed to be pumping milk, whether it's the main tank or the buffer tank here.